Hello, it is Sunday, October 15th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Sunday crossword, which means we've got a large grid, a large themed grid, and today the theme won't take us by surprise. We know it's in there. It's called Doing Donuts, and we'll find out what that's all about. Maybe there's a sort of circular donut shape illustrated in the grid. It looks like there might be. Anyway, this Sunday, possibly toroid edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Lakehouse Bros, William Arundel, Adam and Annette Noble, and of course, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are sustaining this channel, keeping the series going. I'm very appreciative of their efforts. Thank you so much to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the channel. If that includes you, thanks to you. And if you'd like it to include you, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, such as this week's mini puzzle pseudo speed solve and the most recent Boss Words Fall Themeless League competition puzzle, which once again, it wasn't a great performance, but I think I did improve at least over the previous week, so that's something. And then there's the exclusive mug for benefactors up there as well. What else? Do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That is a big help. Thanks if you've done so. And of course, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server. You can join that through a description field link as well. It's a nice friendly chat community over there. All right, let's get on to the crossword. This is a co-construction by Jeff Chen and Julia Tringali Golden. Jeff Chen is an extraordinarily prolific New York Times crossword constructor. Well over 100 puzzles to his name. Don't remember exactly how many, but quite a few. And Julia Tringali Golden, just a small handful. So we have an interesting pair in terms of their New York Times experience there, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see how we get on with this edition entitled Doing Donuts. There we go. Look at that. There is a donut illustrated in the grid. Oh, here, and we're off to the races here with pieces of praise, which I must assume are odes, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. What else could it be but that? But I am going to check just in case. Oil industry acronym, yeah. This would be OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. A mega celebrity, maybe. Not sure, actually. Red leader. Red. Eric the Red? Can I confirm or deny this? I declare this donut to be a truly tasty treat. So is the alliteration the thing here, or is that just incidental? I don't know. Cake something? Mega celebrity. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Hot sauce with a reduplicative name. Right. Oh, Peri Peri. Right. So I associate Peri Peri. I mean, Peri Peri, it's a, I think it's a sort of Afro-Portuguese sort of cuisine element. I mean, I have to admit, I associate it primarily with the chain Nando's here in the UK, which I do really enjoy when it comes to fast food, or sort of whatever you call that, quick service, or whatever that sort of category of restaurant is. But anyway, Peri Peri sauce is very much associated with that kind of cuisine. So then, does that help with this? Mega celebrity, maybe. I have no idea what this is. Oh, a diva? Oh, is it? Maybe is it not this? Maybe it isn't what I thought. Maybe it could, because I would think this would be a diva, and then case study. I don't know. Maybe I'm on the wrong track. What about this? Mazatlan Mullah. Pesos, presumably. I mean, this does look like... Is it Piri Piri? Maybe I was just misremembering what it's called. I probably was just misremembering how it's spelled and pronounced. Some blackjack wagers. Case study. Evidence? You study evidence in a case, in an investigation. Oh, side bets, sidelines, side bets. some blackjack wagers. I don't actually exactly know what that implies when it comes to blackjack specifically, but the concept of a side bet certainly exists in general terms. Final opponent in many a video game could be the boss. Makes as money mints? Yeah, right. If you make money, you literally create the money itself. You mint it. Host MC or host a mob? Oh, yes. Yeah, so a host is in a large crowd, a mob. And then podcast, orcas, I would think. So a pod of orcas would be a sort of group of orcas. So what's the cast? Oh, I see. The cast, in other words, not people in this case, but the entities that are the cast of the pod, they comprise the pod, are the orcas. That's good. That's a clever clue. So what is this? I declare this donut to be a truly tasty treat. Cake state? Cake stamp? I don't see what this is. Response to como está? Bien, good, doing well. Cake stand. Cake stance? Is there any way this is a rebus? I declare this donut to be a truly tasty treat. That's a cake stance, you could say. It's a stance I'm taking. What does that mean, though? What's a cake stance? Does that sort of want it to sound like an ordinary phrase? Maybe it's just stand. Cake stand. Right, okay, you could take a stand on something. You don't need to take a stance. I don't know why I was overcomplicating that. It must be cake stand. What does that mean? Is a cake stand a thing that you literally put a cake on? I actually don't know. I think this is probably the answer. I'm probably making this much more complicated than it needs to be. Symbol of freshness. I don't know. Cubes 12. A cube has 12 edges. So that somewhat cryptically phrased clue, I think, is simply that. Symbol. Not sure. Get. To discern, to get something, to... I'm not sure. I'll bet you dollars to donuts. Right, okay, so we're going to have a number of phrases about this donut. I'll bet you dollars to donut. I don't know. Turn into a... Oh, well, something turns into a puddle. Maybe it melts. There we go. La Perla purchases. I don't know what that is. Symbol. This I feel as though I should be able to get immediately, but I can't. I just can't think. Alternative to Betsy. I don't know what that's about either. Night before. The night before something is the eve of that thing. Blank student. Oh, not sure. Emblem. Oh, an emblem. That's the word I was trying to think of. A symbol is an emblem. An emblem of something represents it, as a symbol does. There we go. Okay. So, to get something is to derive it? I will derive this from that. I will get this from that. That makes sense. La Perla purchases. Bras. Okay, is that a retailer or a brand, I suppose? And then I'll bet you dollars to donuts is glaze, something about glazed donuts. Alternative to Betsy. Oh, I see. They're nicknames for Elizabeth, Betsy or Liz. Right, okay. Not quite sure what this is, though. I'll bet you dollars to donuts. I just don't see what that is. Oh, medical student. Glazed. Okay, well, we filled out this sort of corner of the grid that sort of, remains outside of the donut's reach. But what can we do now? Symbol of freshness. Don't know what that is. Source of division at a wedding. An aisle divides the sort of two halves of the seating area, which are traditionally sort of divided between the two families of the happy couple. Let's see. Symbol of freshness. TV's cousin It from, is that the Munsters or the Addams Family? I think it's the Addams Family. Chateau Blanc Michel, Washington Winery. Chateau Saint Michel, I think this would be. Um, 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 um. Items of apparel in the song My Favorite Things. Oh, buttons on something. Boy, I haven't heard this song in so many years. Mittens are in the song My Favorite Things. I can't remember the context. I just remember the word mittens being sung. Oh, I don't. I'm not going to be able to think. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give you any context for that. Let's see. Symbol of freshness. A daisy? Is it as fresh as a daisy? I think that's maybe a saying. Here's one way to eat a donut without getting icing on your nose. No idea what's going on with that one. Headed up. If you led a project, you headed it up. Clothing, garments. Actually, it could be raiments as well. Oops. Yeah, I don't know which it is. I'll leave it for now. But it's probably one of those two. Oh, this looks a bit odd though, doesn't it? Let me see if I can confirm this M. Blends, yeah. Blends mixes. That's straightforwardly reasonable. Bones in quotation marks. What is that about? Bones. Maybe this is melds mixes, because I think bones are dice. I think you can refer to dice as bones, and that would allow this to fit in 4 letters. So this would then be melds. Sonicare. Oh, yeah, I think it is. Because Sonicare, they make electric toothbrushes. And as was referenced in the puzzle just a day or two ago, so does Oral-B, I think 2 days ago. Let's see. Civil rights activist Sylvia, who was awarded a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Oh, do I know this? D-lister's quest. Stardom. So a D-lister would be an incredibly, I guess, an incredibly unsuccessful, I suppose, sort of person whose ambition is to be in the performing arts. Come to think of it, come to think of it. When doubled, a fly, right? The tsetse fly is a fly, and so when you double this one word to get the name of the fly. Symbols in social media handles. The @ symbol. I think that started with Twitter. And about whom an early critic said, can't act, can't sing, balding, can dance a little. Must have been Fred Astaire. That's funny. I guess he showed them. Okay, this was Raymond's good. It was good that I didn't put garments in there for that I didn't let it remain, because that would have thrown me off. Definitely leave it to me. Yes, I can. Oh, Sylvia Mendez? I think that's right. Let's look at the crosses. Download in progress. No idea. This looks likely, though. Blows past. Zooms by? No. Blows past. Zips by. There we go. Okay. Foofara. A foofara. I think that's sort of an ado, a kind of... is it a skit? Download in progress. 2006 Amy Winehouse hit. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I might recognize it when I see it, but I don't know offhand. Pithy review. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a term for a pithy review, or is it going to be the pithy review itself? In other words, will this contain the entire pithy review? You know, if it were just sort of it's bad or something, that could be a pithy review. I guess this could also be something other than zips by. I mean, it probably is something by. Zips by, zigs or zags by doesn't really sound likely. I don't know. I guess I'll just leave it for now. Anjou alternative. So I think this is, as is so often the case with place names in the crossword, I think this is merely serving as a language indicator. So in French, an alternative is something, maybe but could be an alternative, which in French is mais. So that could be the answer. Let's see. German lead into, but maybe not. Because when I see German lead into house, I mean, there are lots of things this could be in theory, I suppose, because house really is just house in German. But I assume it's going to be Bauhaus, which is the kind of art and architecture movement. It was sort of very sort of stylish modernism, emphasizing form through function, or function through form. Let's see. Anju alternative. Oh, no, it isn't what I thought it was. It's referring to a variety of pear. So there's an Anjou pear, and there's also a Bosc or Bosch pear. Actually, I don't know that I've ever really heard these discussed, but I'm aware of this variety of pear existing. So I think that's what's going on there. All right. I guess alternative, but wouldn't have been a good alternative anyway. You would have wanted oo for or as an alternative, I suppose, if that's what we're looking for. Okay, opposite of baja. Well, baja would be low in Spanish, so alta would be high. I think that's what we're looking for. Let's see. This donut would be great dipped in milk. Maybe is a cake donut a specific kind of donut? Because a glazed donut is a kind of donut. Glazed donut, cake donut. And here we can have an old-fashioned donut. This donut would be great dipped in milk. Old-fashioned. Are they all going to be opinions? These are all going to be, yeah, okay, they're going to be kinds of donuts and then a word for an opinion or a sort of take. Old-fashioned, I guess this could be old-fashioned take or old-fashioned idea. Or maybe it's an old-fashioned idea. Let's see if that works with this. Corsica, par exemple. So this would be an île, an isle in French, an island. Which Corsica is. It shines with a mournful light like its own tear in an Andrew Marvell poem. I don't know. I don't think I recognize this. Tolkien's Treebeard, for one, and to the sort of, ambulatory trees in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Let's say Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, as someone has frequently corrected me. Civil rights icon Mandela. Nelson Mandela, of course. There we go. Many fans of the Enola Holmes franchise. Tweens, I think that's a sort of tweens-targeted kind of spin on the Sherlock Holmes idea. It shines with a mournful light like its own tear. Oh, do. Okay, that sounds entirely reasonable for that excerpt. Inventory, abbreviation, merchandise. It can be abbreviated MDSE, I believe, so there we go. So a store's inventory, for instance. Long span of time would be an eon, and that has two commonly accepted spellings. This one I associate more with British English, but they're both valid. Snickers alternatives, Mars bars, so candy bar. I think that's probably the case. Like those celebrating a day of visibility on March 31st, Trans Day of Visibility. There we go. And dense cake is... Dense cake. Do I think this is a sort of donut-style confection or something else? I don't know. Fufaraz. Did we have that somewhere else, or did we just have another sort of similarly silly-sounding word? I can't remember. Was it here? It was. Fufara, but it's singular. And here we have one pluralized. So this one I want to say is adues, kind of a big dust-up. Or dense cake. I don't know. This could still be wrong. Author of De Vulgari Eloquentia. Dante, I would think. De Vulgari Eloquentia. So is that sort of eloquence from common speech or something to that effect? Let's see. What about this? Banded gemstone. An agate. And get it? See? You can ask someone. Frozen treat named for a playful animal. Wow, I haven't thought about these in literally decades, but an otter pop was a sort of I guess it's sort of a popsicle thing in a bag, I think, and there wasn't a stick on it, if I remember correctly. Movie featuring Mickey Mouse in a wizard's cap. Fantasia famously has this is referring to the Sorcerer's Apprentice sequence from the animated film Fantasia. Which is really great. Organization with informed delivery emails. Oh, USPS, the United States Postal Service, must have this. The Promised Land, Zion, the Promised Land, biblically, and their first 5 parts are often disguised for short. Social Security numbers, which is a U.S. personal, unique personal identification number that often will have, as it says, the first 5 digits redacted on web forms or printouts and things so that you can recognize the last 4 but not have the whole thing revealed. Nukes, if you nuke something, you zap it. This donut is the talk of the town. So the buzz is the opinion bit, or the sort of received wisdom. And then what kind of donut is this? How do I not see what this is? It's almost complete. Oh, but a dense cake would be a tort, so we can put that in. Sugar donuts. Right, of course. So sugar buzz. There we go. And then gets something straight. Aligns or sort of trues. If you true something up, you get it straight. You align it in DIY context or something. Or actually, I guess even in sort of financial context, to true up a payment would be to kind of rectify it. Let's see. Blank everybody. That everybody? I mean, you could ask, is that everybody? Is everyone here? I'm not 100% certain this is correct, but it could be. Gets ready for a Ms. Olympia contest, perhaps. Sashes? Puts a sash on somebody? I don't think that's right. Down-tempo electronica genre. Ooh, I have no idea. Something dub? I don't know. I don't think that's right. Could it be trip hop or something? Maybe I'll just delete all of this. I'm not really confident about any of it just yet. What about this? Lore in the Odyssey, a siren? There are sirens in the Odyssey. They tempt Odysseus and his crew on their ship. So Odysseus has his men put, I think, wax in their ears maybe or something. And it's cotton or something. I can't remember what he has them put in their ears. Or rags or something. And then he lashes himself to the mast or has himself lashed to the mast so that he can hear the song but not be drawn physically. Let's see. I think it probably is siren. Not just a, but the. Rough translation podcaster. I actually don't know this, but my guess in 3 letters ending with an R as a podcaster. So all those things combined, my guess would be NPR, National Public Radio in the U.S. I'm not sure that's right, but I'll put it in until we can sort of check some things. Kid often nicknamed Trey the Third. I think that's a reference to being sort of the third tree, 3. And obviously in various European languages, Trey sounds sort of similar to 3. Down-tempo electronica genre. Maybe it is trip hop. Wow, I'd be sort of surprisingly pleased with myself if I inferred that early on. Gets something straight. Oh, irons as in clothing. Okay, there we go. That's also okay. So this is looking pretty good actually. It is an undeniable fact that this donut is awesome. I'm not very good at thinking of the donut types very early on. No, I'm not. Pull up to, not sure. Blank okay, that's not that everybody. Is it everybody? Isn't everybody, you could ask. Right, okay, that sounds more like a commonly stated or commonly kind of phrased response to something. Gets ready for a Ms. Olympia contest, perhaps. I don't really know what Ms. Olympia is, to be honest with you. I assume it's a beauty pageant. It sounds like one. I don't know what would distinguish it from any of the other ones specifically. Something up, togs up, sort of. Oh, truth? Something truth? How do I still not see what the name of this donut is? Plain. Oh, plain donut. Oh, right, okay. So a plain donut, a plain truth, a truth about a plain donut. There we go, great. Pull up. I don't know. Japanese noodle joint. A ramen stop? Is that a phrase for this? I don't actually know if this is right. Telenovela, e.g. This could be ramen shop actually as well. Let me think. You could say maybe. I don't know. Not very convincing. I guess if this were an H, this could be halt, to pull up, to stop, to halt. Not sure. Telenovela. Oh, soap, as in a soap opera. There we go. They're called white carrots in Scotland, parsnips. That's I mean, it is. They do look like that. Like a baseball shutout. No run is a shutout if one of the losing team didn't score a single run. Seems like it would be that. Former governor of Georgia, question mark. The USSR. So in the sense that Georgia is a former Soviet Socialist Republic, so it was once governed, ruled by the USSR. That's a clever clue. Okay, let's see. You could arguably, I think, even get away with not having the question mark on this. Small houses in the Southwest. Not sure what that is looking for. Magazine real estate. Ad space? Yes, okay. You could sell, if you said, oh, I'm selling real estate in this magazine, you'd probably mean you're selling ad space. Mai Tai is a cocktail that's come up, I think, 3 times in the past few weeks in the crossword. So I don't think of it as coming up in the crossword all the time, but recently it has. Coolers for short. ACs, air conditioning units. Word with to work or to stun. Small houses in the Southwest probably ends with an casitas. Right, okay, because the ita is the sort of diminutive suffix in Spanish. And there we go. So that would make sense. So a small house, a small home. So word with to work or to stun. See to work. Set to work or set to stun. Right. Okay. So to set someone to work would be to instruct them to start working, and then set to stun, I think, is from Star Trek. They sort of set phasers to stun their weapons. Keep going. To persist is to keep going. A, B, C, or D, but rarely E, right? E is not really used in the grading system, at least traditionally, in scholastic, school. A bit of movie theater candy. A snow cap is a kind of candy. I don't think I've ever had those, but I know they exist. And heading on a certain neighborhood poster. Oh, I don't know. If I didn't already have snow cap filled in, I probably would have said lost dog or something. Heading on a certain neighborhood poster. I'm not sure. One-eyed god. Odin is a one-eyed god. Heading on a certain neighborhood poster. Massages. Needs, if you could knead dough, but you could also kind of knead someone's muscles, you could almost say, and massage them. But you could also say it about dough or whatever else. DEA agent, a narcotics officer. Hotbeds of tourist activity. Probably ends with an S. Heading on a certain neighborhood poster. What is this? Leasing? No. Missing. Oh, right. It was exactly the thought I had about lost dog, but missing. So missing, I guess, could be a person or it could be a pet. Genre for George Clinton or Earth, Wind, and Fire. Funk, I guess. Oh, funk music. I see. Okay, yes. Yes, I was trying to think what would this be other than funk, but it is funk music is the genre. Certain filler words are ums. Pass quickly through, to sift through. You sort of, I think that's plausible. What was this again? Oh, right, glazed. Maybe not sift. I don't think that looks good here. Glazed over. I'll bet you dollars to Doughnuts. So is this going to be some kind of bet or something? I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble seeing these. Like rocks or clocks, but not a fox or ox. Plural? Like rocks or clocks. Oh, inanimate. Oh, right. Okay, yes. Because rocks or clocks are not alive, and a fox or an ox is. So those are inanimate objects. Pass quickly through, to sail through. There we go. That's better. Me as well. I too. Little copper. What is this? I'm not quite seeing it. It's a question mark, so some sort of pun is being made around copper, which I would expect. Great deal. A lot of something is a great deal. Little copper. Oh, a cent. Oh, a copper cent. Oh, I see. So a little copper, a little piece of copper is a cent. Glazed. Oh, glazed impression. Is that? Oh, like is that referring to sort of pottery? Sort of is that what that's referring to? Maybe in the original phrase, and then in this case, it's your impression of glazed donuts. Oh, my impression is that they're delicious or whatever. Is that right? No, it isn't. Oh, expression? Glazed expression. What is that? Is that like a dazed expression? You're sort of, I guess you could sort of glazed over. You're kind of, I guess that is that the same as a dazed expression? I assume it is. I think this must be right because here we have prefix menu. So prefix would be fixed price, literally in French, and it's a menu that it's one price for several courses as opposed to an a la carte menu where you pay by the dish. Hotbeds of tourist activity, meccas. Oh, right, a mecca as in a sort of destination. Not necessarily literally Mecca itself, but a Mecca in the general sense. So likely to offend for short, un-PC, so not politically correct. And then Mideast rulers are emirs. There we go. Let me think. Still not sure what this one is, actually. Two inside an ellipse. Oh, the foci? With the sort of points of focus. That'll be right. And then stew, to fume about something is to stew about it, to be angry about it. Up to date. Modern, I suppose. There we go. Oh, this will be frosted. This will be that's another theme clue. Here's one way to eat a donut without getting icing on your nose. Frosted tips. So refers to, frosted tips in your hair, which was, I suppose, very much a kind of late 90s, early 2000s kind of look. Blank Day, nickname for Billie Holiday. Lady Day must be. And then an annual vaccination can limit its spread. The flu virus, indeed. So what is this? Is it pull up? No, malt doesn't make any sense for pull up. Halt. Maybe it is. Maybe it is what I thought previously, which is to pull up would be to stop, as they say. Pull up your car, halt, and then let me think is simply I think that must be right. Not crazy about it, but I think it's probably the case. Okay, pulls rank on in a way. Overrules. If you overrule someone, you pull rank on them. You use your increased authority. Cheer squeeds. Cheer squads cry would be rah, 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 go team. I guess they would cry perhaps. Garfunkel's partner in song. This isn't overrules, it's overrides. Because, which is the same idea, but Paul Simon would be Art Garfunkel's partner in song as the duo Simon and Garfunkel. Mark in a shell game. So that could be a sap, someone who's a bit, sort of gullible. They're a mark. They're the target of the con. Treasure, to treasure something or someone would be to adore them. Trattoria bowlful is, what would you have a bowl full of at a trattoria? Pesto? Originally named, no, it isn't, no, it's, penne? Oh, I see, okay. Penne, the pasta shape. Originally named would be ne, so this is from the French for literally born. to refer to someone's previous name, and then interrupts when it's not one's place to do so. Horns in on, I think. Numbered things in New York City. The streets are numbered in New York City, so there we go. Let's raise a glass to this outstanding donut. Cinnamon toast. Sorry about that. I had to pause the video because I was going to cough, and it came on so quickly that I didn't have time to explain what I was doing. So anyway, I needed some water. All right. Subway stops abbreviation are stations, which you also see abbreviated STA at times, but anyway, not here. Natural leaders, it's said. Not sure. Gets ready for a Ms. Olympia. Oh, is it a weightlifting competition, Ms. Olympia? Is there a sort of Mr. Olympia and Ms. Olympia? That must be. I don't recognize it, but that must be what that is. So oils up to lift weights. Fixed completely. If something is fixed completely, I don't know. Dawson of the Hunger Games Mockingjay. I don't know. I've not seen any of these. Dawson, do I recognize that name? I don't think I do, unfortunately, even in general terms. If one doesn't move, one sits. Stan. I don't know. I have no idea. Fixed completely. Indeed, quaintly. Oh, forsooth. There we go. Quaint indeed. Natural leaders, it said. Oh, Leos. Are Leos natural leaders? They must be. Fixed completely is permanent. Right. So Steph Dawson. Okay, I don't recognize the name, but that must be the answer. Sign of a sellout. SRO, standing room only. Mrs. something. Character asked to shine down in a children's song. Oh, no, it's not Mrs. anything. It's Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun, shine down. I don't know. I don't think I recognize that, but it sounds like it would be in a children's song. So there we go. Pithy review. Interesting. Ending with you. Okay, I don't know what that one is just yet still. Japanese noodle dish is udon. Egg fuyung is another dish. There we go. Game popular in Brooklyn streets. Stoop something on Brooklyn sort of row houses have those stoops. Get those in New York City elsewhere as well. Let's see. I don't know what the game is though offhand. Download in progress. A beta app. So I guess the app is the download, and the fact that it's in progress is why it's in beta testing still. What has good coverage for retirement? A canopy bed? Right. So to retire can be to go to bed, and then I suppose a bed, canopy bed would have coverage over you. Blows past. It does look like zips by, doesn't it still? Maybe it is. Pithy review. Oh, aperçu. Okay, yes. So that would be a sort of a short pithy kind of summary. All right. Yeah. So it's from the French, so that's why the U is at the end there. It would be less common, not as a French loan phrase. Blows past. It does really look like zips by. Why did I think it wasn't? I can't remember. Fufara. Oh, a stir. There we go. Okay. I just couldn't think of that word for some reason. I was thinking of a kind of a do or a commotion, but I couldn't think of a stir. 2006 Amy Winehouse hit. Oh, Rehab. Oh, that's strange. That was literally the first thought that popped into my head, and I just thought it doesn't fit in the grid. Why did I think that? Oh, did I have skit in here for some reason? I don't know. That's the strangest thing. That's very weird. I very concretely remember myself thinking to myself, well, the most obvious choice would be Rehab, but I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Stoop ball, game popular in Brooklyn streets. To work someone up is to rile them up. And one way to have something down, you could have something down cold. You could know it inside and out. So, there we go. All right. Not the trickiest Sunday puzzle we've ever seen, but they do always take a while. They just do. They're really big grids, and there's not really any way around that. And we had a a theme with no revealer. We just had a number of, I suppose, tributes or opinions regarding donuts, different types of donuts, and they were linked by being italicized, which is often what happens when we don't have a revealer that expressly addresses the theme. So we'll just run through those quickly. I declare this donut to be a truly tasty treat. That was our cake stand. Here's one way to eat a donut without getting icing on your nose is a frosted tip. Let's raise a glass to this outstanding donut is a cinnamon toast. I don't know that we actually considered that one at the time, but yes, a toast to the cinnamon donut. It is an undeniable fact that this donut is awesome would be a plain truth. This donut is the talk of the town, sugar buzz. And do we have any in the downs? Yes, we did. This donut would be great dipped in milk. That's an old-fashioned idea. That does sound nice. I'll bet you dollars to donuts is a glazed expression. And I think that's it. There we go. Were they symmetrically disposed? I think they were, actually. Yeah. Okay, well done. I always appreciate that as an extra construction touch. Yeah, it looks like they were. Well, there we go. That was our Sunday puzzle Doing Donuts by Jeff Jen and Juliana Tringali Golden. Thanks to them. And I really do sort of want a donut now, which I've not had a donut in a very, very, very long time, but could do with one just this moment. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the much smaller, quicker, easier Monday crossword. So do join me for that. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.